Wow, 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 wow. Man United 3, Atalanta 2. There's a lot to get through. Obviously, these guys are still excited. Obviously, Ronaldo coming through clutch in the last minute of the game, or near enough the last minute of the game, and that's what he's there to do. I said when we got him, this is exactly what we're going to see with Ronaldo. We might not see him for the whole game. There's going to be teams who leaving Old Trafford or leaving when they play us saying, how have we not won that game? And Atalanta have fallen victim to that. First half, shocking, really, really poor. There was no excuses for being that ill-prepared for what Atalanta was going to do. Ahmad was in the in-house media team giving an interview telling us exactly what Atalanta were going to be putting down. He said if you lose the ball, they're going to be quick to get it back. They've got wingers who work really hard. If you underestimate them, you're in trouble. The warning signs were there. We had our own player giving the flipping team talk before the game, giving the briefing, giving the scouting lowdown, and we wasn't ready for it. It was a quick free kick taken. Lindelof's having to run inside the left-hand channel because I don't know where Luke Shaw was. And Zappacosta gets the ball across. McTominay's late arriving, tap him. Setting it off at 1-0, poor. Second goal, set pieces. Again, Maguire and Shaw not doing enough. Maguire's supposed to be commanding, big centre-half, supposed to be getting his head on those things. Didn't happen. And at 2-0 down, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. You probably heard me on the show. I said, this is it. This is over. This is over. This here, we're watching it unravel in front of our eyes. This is over. And in true Man United fashion, in true Ollie fashion, when the chips are down and it looks like he's on his arse and there's nowhere else to go, we pull it out the bag. And that is what happened. We pulled it out the bag. First half, we did have chances though. And I have to give a balance. I have to give a balanced view of this overall, what this means, which I'll do towards the end of the video. But in context of the game, I have to give a balanced view. Even though they scored 2 in the first half, we could have scored 3. We could have scored 3. Rashford didn't have his shooting boots on today. He had 3 clear-cut chances. The one just before half-time, he definitely should have scored. The one where I think they probably would have called it offside, but he still didn't hit the target. And the other one where he was running through and slowed down and allowed the defender to get back. 3 clear-cut chances by Rashi. On another day, on a fitter, more up-to-speed Rashi, he probably takes those chances. But we did have chances. Fred, right foot as well. So we had about 4 chances to score in that first half. But we didn't take them, and Atalanta did. They looked comfortable, though. You know, it still looked like we was out of ideas. It still looked like we was playing off the cuff. But that's just the facts of the half. Second half, I don't know, people were saying at people were saying at the fan views that they're not putting it down to Ollie, and, you know, it was the players who did it and the Stretford end and the fans that sucked the ball into the back of the net. Listen, somebody said something at half-time, or the players took it amongst themselves to say, we can't perform as badly as this. Now, that is a positive, to show that character, to come back from 2-0 down and put that type of performance in the second half. They proved that they are still playing for Ollie. They did prove that. They proved that they haven't down tools. I think when it was coming to the end of Jose's reign and stuff like that, it looked like players had literally down tools and they weren't interested. That's not what we're seeing here. And that's testament to the squad that we've built and why we have the expectations that we have for that squad. But to continually be in that position where we're chasing games, to continually be in that position where we're switching off and we're not concentrating, that's where the issues lie. Now, listen, this performance here was no different to really the Villarreal one. Really, Villarreal, we should have been 3-0 down by halftime, 4-0 down by halftime. To be honest, that easily could have happened, but we weren't. And we managed to come back and win the game, smash and grab. When you have players like Bruno on the pitch, who I thought had a really poor game today but walked away with 2 assists. When you have players like that, when you have players like Marcus Rashford, when you can bring players like Pogba off the bench, when you have players like Ronaldo back here, clutch moments, we will win games. We will win games because we've got 9 times out of 10, we've got better players than the opposition. But is that a sustainable model moving forward? And that's where I'll go by the consistency of this analysis of the bigger picture. Does this change the complexion for the Liverpool game? Does that make us more confident? Well, it's a derby game and we can always beat Liverpool on any given day. It can happen. This Man United team especially, it's probably within our characteristics to probably go and beat Liverpool and then the following week at Spurs lose or mess up. But we have a serious issue here about trying to see the way forward. Now, a lot of people made their minds up on the manager and where he's going with the team before today's game, and I understand that. And this type of game, this type of win probably justifies those people's opinions who say, I don't think Ollie's the right man. Look how we won today. It was moments, it was luck, it was this, it was that. But you do have to look at it in one stage and say, do you know what? The players are still playing for him, and we did show fight. Am I personally convinced that we're going to go on a massive run from here and everything's rosy? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I know exactly what I just saw. You can't put the wool over my eyes. What I just saw was what we've been doing for a hell of a long time, but now we've got even better players, so they're going to pull us out of moments. But we've seen in the Premier League that luck's run out. We've seen in other games where we don't get the chance to come back into the game. So if we keep playing in that manner, we won't be anywhere near a title. We won't be anywhere near a Champions League if we keep playing like that. There's nothing more than I want than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to prove me wrong, to prove people who were doubting him wrong. I want that. I want him to turn it around. I want us to win the best trophies there is out there to win, i.e. this year the Premier League and the Champions League. There's no one who wants that more than any of the Manchester United fans and Ole himself. But I think if you're looking at it overall, you celebrate the victory 100%. You celebrate, you know, the fact that Ronaldo's come through clutch in the last minute of the game, thereabouts, to win us the game. Yeah, of course you've got to celebrate. You celebrate the fact that I think we're probably top of the group. Great, all of that's great. But when you look at it in its entirety, it's still very, very concerning. In my opinion, it's still very, very concerning. I don't think that one situation can convince me, anyway, and a lot of you guys at home probably, that everything's okay. If we go to team selection, Solskjaer said after Leicester, maybe we need more legs in there, so we knew he was going to go back to McTominay and Fred. Did McTominay and Fred work for large parts? No, it didn't. Paul Pogba comes off the bench and changes the complexity of the game. Now, in defence of that, when Paul Pogba does start with Matic, it's not good. It wasn't good against Leicester. When Paul Pogba starts with Fred, it's not good. I.e., we're saying it doesn't matter who plays in the midfield, in what area, in what system, in what personnel, we're still getting poor performances. Where does that criticism lie? Who picks the team? Who sets the team out? So what I will say is that I think that he got it wrong going back to McTominay and Fred, because clearly it didn't work. I thought Pogba came on and had a good game. I thought Bruno today, listen, he came off that pitch with 2 assists. And look, you get the big players for the big moments. At the end of the day, it depends how you look at your football. There's going to be people who say, listen, done his job, got 2 assists, go home, don't care how he played. I like to look at things a little bit differently. He probably dropped about a 3 out of 10. Consistently giving the ball away, wasteful in possession a lot of the time, but came through again with the big moments. That's an issue. The balance of midfield, of consistently playing, is all over the place. Gary Neville spoke about it. He said a lot of stuff about how he won't call out Ole and stuff like that. That's his mate. Cool. I'm not interested in that. But a lot of the things he did say about getting this lot to work hard, getting this lot to understand how to play as a cohesive unit and be organised, he's right. And he's also right to saying anytime we come up against a half-decent team who is organised and structured, they put it on us and we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. So, listen, celebrate the win, celebrate the 3 points. Going into the Liverpool game, it was important that we won today. But winning in that fashion leaves a lot of question marks. But however, the players will be confident. The players will say, listen, we can't afford for that to happen. Can we kick on? Can we beat Liverpool on the weekend? Of course, we can beat Liverpool on the weekend. Yes, we can. But it's beyond that I'm concerned about. Because more performances like that, you're not going to get out of jail. If we play 10 performances like that, we'll get out of jail probably 3 times. Maybe even twice. Probably not more than that. The rest will be draws. The rest will be losses. You can't keep going down in games. You can't keep playing that style of football and expecting to win the big trophies. Ole's got to find some form of consistency in performance and consistency in this team. Positive as well, it's great to have Marcus Rashford back. I think what he shows, even though he didn't have his shooting boots on, he shows what we've been missing from that left-hand side. Martial won't give us what Rashford's giving us in terms of the intensity of his runs. Jadon Sancho is a neat, tidy player. He's not going to give us the intensity that Rashford gives us in terms of running from out to in, running in behind and stretching defences. So that was positive. And that's 2 goals in 2 games for Marcus Rashford. 1 sub-appearance and 1, 65 minutes, 70 minutes there. So he's building in confidence. That against a Liverpool side is a positive. Ronaldo's always a positive, doing what he does. Should have scored. Should have scored just before that as well when he got put through by Bruno. So those are the positives. And I want to give a big mention to David De Gea, because I tell you what, at 2-1, he makes a double save, right? And David De Gea has been doing this. I said this against Leicester where he worked his ass off and we didn't get the result. He was making save after save. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't make them saves at that point and it gets to 3-1, game over. Game over. So honorary mention to David De Gea. He could arguably be the man of the match because of that. You know, Ronaldo will get the plaudits, Bruno will get the plaudits, 2 assists. But big shout out to David De Gea. We go again on Sunday. Tough game. We got a lot coming up in terms of previews, predicted 11s and stuff like that. Make sure you guys check it out and we'll go there. My man in the match, I'm going to go Do you know what? I'm going to say De Gea. I'm going to say De Gea. I think it's cliche to say Ronaldo. We don't need to talk about how brilliant he is coming through in the top moments. But if De Gea doesn't make those 2 saves, where would we be now?